Salut French students! Welcome to the first presentation of le chapitre 2. So we are moving on from chapitre 1 now to chapitre 2, chapter 2 in other words. So we'll start this chapter like we did the two previous ones, talking about culture, géoculture, meaning world culture. And even though in chapter 1, chapitre 1, you did learn about Nice, which is a city on the French Riviera, what they do in chapter 2 is take that one location and now give you a little bit of reading practice with that. Because in any language that you learn, you'll be learning various skills. And those generally are listening, reading, writing, speaking, grammar, and vocabulary. So in this case, we're going to be looking at a couple of short paragraphs here and one other slide after this, where we'll look at how to improve your reading skills in French. So you're going to notice on this slide that I have highlighted a lot of words in red. And if you look at all those words in red, you'll probably notice familiar things about them. So if I point out words like ville, or célèbre, or activité, fond, plus tard, if you really think about it, you can connect these words somehow to English, to familiar words that you already know. Ville is a little bit like village, right? So what could you guess about the meaning of une ville? It's like a city or a town. Une ville célèbre. Okay, we already know that in French, adjectives come after the nouns they describe. So une ville célèbre is a famous city. Okay, so Nice, une ville célèbre pour ses belles plages. Okay, plage you might not know yet, but Belle, even if you think about the Disney movie Beauty and the Beast, the main character's name was Belle, and this usually ties in with beauty somehow. So Belle, as you may remember from the previous chapter, means beautiful. In this case, they've put the adjective before the noun, pour ses belles plages, and that's kind of a more poetic way of saying it when the adjective comes first. Et ses activités culturelles. Okay, we already can guess activité refers to activities, and culturelle, of course, refers to cultural. So this is this famous city that's known for its beautiful beaches, plage, et ses activités culturelles, which would be cultural activities. Okay, here it says Nice est au cœur de la Côte d'Azur. Okay, cœur, you might be thinking, I don't know what that means, but we can also relate that to an English word like core. And core is like the center of your body, right? We've borrowed the word into English, C-O-R-P-S, like esprit de corps is used to refer to the Marines, I think. And that's like the spirit of the body, the spirit of the group. So cœur in this case kind of refers to like the core of your being, your heart. So Nice, this famous city, est au cœur de la Côte d'Azur. So it's in the heart of the French Riviera. Okay, so hopefully this is already pretty easy to understand. Okay, c'est sur la colline du château. Okay, c'est, we already know from last chapter, this means it is. Okay, sur la colline. Colline is probably a new word for you, and that just means a hill or like a small mountain. Du château. Everybody's heard of a chateau before, right? They're famous from, tourist photos and things. It's like a big, beautiful castle. So, c'est sur la colline du château que les Phéniciens, the Phoenicians, fondent la ville de Nice. What do you think fond might mean here? What does it sound like in English? So they founded. Okay, so it's on this hill of a chateau where the Phoenicians founded the city of Nice. Plus tard. Okay, tard might remind you of tardy, right? And plus or plus, depending on where it is, means more. So later, un château médiéval protège la région. Okay, so a medieval castle protected the region du sommet de la colline, from the what of the hill? Sommet is just like summit, so the top of the hill. Okay, so basically a medieval castle protected the region from the top of the hill. So aujourd'hui, today, il n'y a plus de château. There's no more château. Mais le parc de la colline du château offre une vue magnifique. I should have actually highlighted offre too, meaning offers. Okay, so the park of the colline du château offers a magnificent view on the port, la plage et la ville de Nice. So if you are at the top of this hill, you can see this beautiful view of the port, of the beach, and of the city of Nice. So it must be a very beautiful place to visit. I haven't had the chance to visit Nice. Other areas in the south of France, but not Nice. One day maybe. Okay, so here we see a couple of other small passages about the photos that you see here. In chapter 1, you learned about La Promenade des Anglais et la Baie des Anges. Okay, so this is like the English promenade. Okay, ici. And this, a good way of remembering the meaning of ici, and you saw this in earlier chapters too. Sometimes people will, even in English, we will use this word voilà, like here it is, or there you go. We've borrowed that expression into English. The corresponding word is voici, which means here it is. Voilà is like there it is. So ici always goes along with here. Ici, les touristes et les Niçois aiment faire une course matinale. Okay, so tourists, that's so easy to pick out, right? Les touristes et les Niçois, so the people from Nice who live there, the locals. Aiment faire, they love to do, aiment faire, une course matinale. So course looks kind of like course, like taking a course in English, but a course can also refer to like a race course, right? Kind of like, race cars would do. So une course matinale is basically a path that people might take to do a morning walk. Matinale refers to the morning. Et ou faire du roller et admirer la baie et les anges et ses belles plages. Okay, so people might do some roller skating, inline skating maybe, et admirer la baie. So they would admire the baie, des anges, et ses belles plages, and the beautiful beaches. So you can see lots of words that are very similar to English, and this really helps us out with French quite a lot. And another location would be le marché Saléa. Marché, what does this look like in English? Like market, right? So lots of outdoor markets. Fortunately, I did have the chance to visit some outdoor markets when I studied in Paris years ago. I stayed with a host family, and sometimes they had a market outside of their apartment building, and it was really wonderful to be able to go and buy fresh fruits and vegetables and other kinds of yummy treats. Okay, so other words we see in this short paragraph, like la beauté. Yeah, that must be easy to guess, right? So the beauty, et le parfum. If you ever buy a bottle of nice perfume, you will probably see the word parfum on there because it may be French in origin. Maybe the perfume was produced there. So you can recognize that as perfume, right? Le parfum des fleurs. So fleurs you might recognize as flowers. So la beauté et le parfum des fleurs et des fruits. Okay, easy to recognize, that's fruits, right? Et légumes. Okay, légumes, we do have the word legumes in English, but it usually refers to like beans or peas or those kinds of things. In French, it's vegetables, like the whole category of vegetables. So in the market, we can see des fruits et légumes. De ce marché enchantent les touristes. Pretty easy to guess what happens to the tourists when they visit the market, right? They're enchanted by it. They're charmed by it. Et les Niçois aussi. So the people who are from Nice also enjoy going to the market. So to sum it all up, la beauté et le parfum des fleurs et des fruits et légumes de ce marché enchantent les touristes et les Niçois. Okay, so I think one of the best ways that you can help yourself understand French quickly, easily, is looking for those similarities between your own language and the language you're learning. And between French and English, we may not think about it or realize it, but we share so much vocabulary because of the historical contact between English and French, and also because we share some Latin roots as well. So that really gives you a major advantage when you're studying French. So that's a little bit more about one aspect of géoculture. I hope that was a helpful lesson on looking for cognates, similar words between the two languages. And we'll keep on going with more topics this week. Bonne nuit!